Hello everybody and welcome back to the vlog. My name is Will Ellington and I'm coming to you from Osaka in Japan. In this video I would like to talk about a new publishing platform called Superstash. This website right here, writerpad.net, is in fact running on Superstash. What is Superstash? If you go to superstash.co, all the links I will leave in the description, you will see that it's a cloud-based publishing platform specializing in directories or collections. If you want to curate a collection of something, Superstash is your friend. So for example, you may have a collection of bags you want to sell. Well, you can easily organize that with Superstash. You may have artwork or a collection of stamps or mugs or clothes or whatever it is. Superstash is super easy to organize your collection. It does not have a fully fledged e-commerce back end. So this is geared at the moment, it's still in beta, but at the moment it's geared more towards affiliate marketers, I guess, on the one hand, and then people who want to publish a portfolio, a collection of some sort. So it could be good for galleries, for museums, for anyone who's an artist, a designer, that sort of thing. It could work very well as a portfolio. Anyway, I'm going to take you on a little tour of the back end of Superstash. Bear in mind, this is still in development. It's been running for a bit more than a year now. So I'm going to show you that. Before that, let's take a quick look at who's behind Superstash. It's this gentleman here, and I'm going to get his name wrong, but I think it's Piotr Kulpinski. I believe he's from Poland. I may be wrong. I know him, or I know of his name from a previous project, a WordPress project called Chipmunk Theme. If you know WordPress, then you might have come across Chipmunk. It's a long-running content curation WordPress theme that he developed, and it's really awesome. I've used it myself in the past. If you're looking for something to curate content, to create a collection on WordPress, check out Chipmunk. I'll leave the link in the description too. You can see it's very similar in form to Superstash, and in fact Superstash is a project that grew out of the Chipmunk WordPress theme. Okay, so he's the person behind it. Next step, let's have a look at how it actually works. So I'm going to use my own website WriterPad as an example, and let's dive into that now. Okay, so after you log in to your Superstash account, you'll get this back-end admin panel. It's very simple, and you have two sections basically: collect and then manage. Collect, everything here is to do with the content in your collections. So if I go to my own website, I have at the moment 4 collections: book reviews, writing app reviews, writing prompts, and how-tos. 4 collections, and those are here, and they are here too. So if I click on how to, I've got 4 posts. If I click on the post title, I can now edit that post. If I go back, I can click on new, and then I can create a new post, and I can compose it with a title and then the content. On the right side, I can add a photo, excerpt, I can add a button, link to a website, I can add the date and time. Okay. So if I jump back to the collection view, here it is. So that's basically the collections. Collections are, categories, if you like. If you want to think about it in WordPress terms, collections are categories, and then resources are posts. So how to is my category. It has 4 resources or 4 posts. So instead of categories and posts, Superstash uses collections and resources, but it's the same basic taxonomy or same principle. So that's collections, very simple. And then beneath that, we've got manage. And here we can manipulate the content inside those posts and how the collections appear. So this is where we manipulate the actual data, the content. Composition takes place up here, and then the design and display takes place down here. So if I click on collections, I see all my categories or collections, and then I can edit some fields for each collection. So each collection can have slightly different content depending on my choice. So for example, how to. At the moment, each post in my how to collection has these elements: photo, an excerpt, a link to a website, and then a date and time. And we saw that if I go back to the post, we saw that here. There we go: photo, excerpt, website, date and time. So those choices are being manipulated here under the fields section. I could add more. For example, I could add a text area. I could add a number, a phone number, an email address, a switch for something, an option, a set of options. These are some extra attributes that I could add, and they would appear in the composition screen on the right side for my post. As I said, each collection can have slightly different content, and that's a really nice attribute or thing for Superstash. It means that, for example, my how-tos can function a little bit differently to my writing prompts, and they can function differently to my writing app reviews and my book reviews. So depending on the type of collection, I can change the attributes. I really like that flexibility a lot. The other thing you can do is use the designer tab, and if we go to my how to category collection, we can see we can change the design of a page or a post and a card. So the cards are these items here on the front page. They are the excerpts, the small display parts on the front page. These are cards. The pages are the actual posts. So this is a page. This is another page. Okay, so we've got cards and pages. So let's look at pages. So what can we change? Well, first of all, we have these basic options. We can change the layout. We can make this a full width image. We can manipulate the size of the main image. We can add a prefix or suffix to our titles, our post titles. We can add change the description length. We can choose to include an upvote icon. We can change the type of icon, or we can remove it. We can add further attributes. We can display the date, for example. We could display comment count, vote count, read time, and so on. These are extra attributes. Each one would appear. So, for example, comment count. There we go. At the moment, nothing. And we can just delete that by clicking the delete tab button. And we could also add a button. So for a website. And we could change the label to buy now or something like that. But yeah, whatever you want, you can change those attributes. And that's about it on the page view. So those are the things you can change on the page design. If we flip to the card view, we can change the way the card, remember that's the front page view. So now I've changed the way my how-tos appear. Now if I change it back, it's, by the way, each change is happening in real time. Okay, and I'm going to keep it as vertical. And if I go back to my website, there it is. We're back to the original one. Again, we have various attributes we can change here. So that's the designer side. And then after that, so we've got collections. We can change the content there. We can change the design. We can add our own domain name. I'm using writerpad.net. You can connect a domain name to Superstash. And then we have some settings. We've got general settings where we can change a logo, we can add a favicon, we can choose whether to display the theme as light or dark. So if we switch to dark, this is how the website would appear. Save changes, Okay, that's the dark version. I prefer to have it user preferred, so the user can choose. And then we've got a tagline for the site, description, localization, and then whether to show the branding of Superstash or not. We've got some SEO options, meta title, meta description, social image. We've got breadcrumbs, enable or disable. We've got menus. These are the menus at the top and the bottom. And then we've got social media accounts which appear at the bottom. I wish they would appear at the top too, but that is not an option at the moment. And then we've got some custom code where we can add, for example, Google Analytics code or something like that. If you want to add some code in the head HTML, you can put that there. So that's the basic, those are the basic settings. Overall, even though it may sound a little complicated, overall I find it very easy to use. If you know WordPress, then Superstash is much easier to use than WordPress, and that's pretty much why I like it. I like it for its simplicity. Okay, you can't change themes, you're locked to this basic kind of design, but I do like its simplicity, and it reminds me a lot of medium.com. It's very kind of bare bones but elegant at the same time. And yeah, that's basically Superstash, and it's a website, publishing website for collections. So if you have any questions about how I use Superstash or anything about it, feel free to leave a comment below. I'm happy to answer and help you out if you're interested in trying it. Give the free version a try and see what you think. Yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.